Today we'll be discussing about the motivation and its theories. Now before we start about motivation, we need to understand what is it. Now motivations can be looked as a cycle where thoughts influence behavior and behavior drive performance. Performance impact thoughts and the cycle begins again. Each stage of the cycle is composed of many dimensions, includes attitudes, beliefs, intention, effort, and withdrawal, which can all affect the motivation that an individual experiences. So, from this brief, we can say that a motivation is a cyclic process where thoughts drives the performance, performance drives the thoughts again. So the cycle keeps on going, and this is influenced or this is governed by the attitudes, beliefs, and the efforts. Now basically what is it? While performing any work or job, there is a psychological factor which comes into picture. Now every human has a different sets of needs. Okay, there are physiological needs, safety needs. We'll be discussing this later. So this needs actually governs our thought structure, and then thought structure indirect or directly influences our behavior towards the environment or the circumstances or the person in front of you. And then finally this interaction process decides your satisfaction or dissatisfaction level, which we have sketched it as. That is, the motivations can be looked as, that is, the needs, behavior, and the satisfaction, and finally again the satisfaction decides your level of need fulfillment. Now we'll be discussing about the theories of motivation. We'll be seeing here the Maslow's theory, two-factor theory, that's a Hertzberg two-factor theory, Victor Verom's expectancy theory, and Adams' equity theory. Now first let's talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now this was proposed by Abraham Maslow in 1943. Now it says that the most fundamental and the basic four layers of the pyramid, what Maslow called as the deficiency needs or the D needs: esteem, friendship, love, security, and physical needs. If these deficiency needs are not met, with the exception of the most fundamental physiological needs, there may not be a physical indication, but the individual will feel anxious and tense. Now, Maslow's talk about that the motivation is governed by these need sets, which he has presented in a hierarchical form, with the basic needs as the physiological needs. Now the physiological needs includes hunger need, thirst, temperature, then the sex needs. So this all comes under the physiological needs. Now the Maslow says that a certain need dominates the human organism. Thus, Maslow acknowledged the likelihood that different level of motivation could occur at any time in human mind, but he focused on identifying the basic types of motivations and the order in which they should be met. Now, first let's talk about the physiological needs. Now, as I've already mentioned, that it includes the basic survival needs. Now, these are the physical requirements of human survival. If these requirements are not met, the human body cannot function properly and ultimately fail. Physiological needs are thought to be the most important, and so they should be met first. Now, while maintaining an adequate birth rate shapes the intensity of the human sexual instinct, the sexual competition also has a shape-said instinct.